Whenever green onions are cheap, I buy a large bunch and immediately try this little trick. Thanks to this, the green onions can stay fresh for a very long time, and I can use them all year round without worrying about them spoiling. But if you leave the whole bunch in the refrigerator, after just a few days the roots will rot and the leaves will wilt, and usually you only find out when it's too late. I've often had to regretfully throw away entire bunches of onions because I stored them incorrectly. Welcome back to the Clever Tricks channel. After trying many different methods, I've chosen 4 of the simplest ones: easy to do, effortless, and extremely convenient for everyday cooking. Today, I will share specific step-by-step instructions that you can apply at home, especially methods 2 and 4, which will ensure you never have to worry about your green onions spoiling again. I have created subtitles in multiple languages. Please select your preferred language. Comment below and let me know which country you are watching from. It's amazing that we can connect from all around the world. Let's get started. When I bring onions home, the first thing I do is spend a few minutes picking out any bruised, wilted, or broken stalks. It may sound insignificant, but just a few damaged stems are enough to cause the roots to quickly become slimy, smelly, and spread the odor to the entire bundle. I used to skip this step and ended up throwing away an entire bag of onions. What a waste! After trimming, the bunch of onions looks much neater and greener. At this point, I gently wrapped a dry paper towel around the white root section. This is where the most moisture is secreted and is also the first to be damaged. Paper towels will absorb excess moisture, helping the roots stay dry and fresh longer. I did the same with all the remaining onions. After wrapping the roots, I continued to wrap the onions with plastic wrap, squeezing out all the excess air. After wrapping the roots, I continued to wrap the onions with plastic wrap, squeezing out all the excess air. Where are you from? It's such a joy that we're connecting from all over the world. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for your support. Do the same with the remaining bunches of onions. Do the same with the remaining bunches of onions. Since I started using this method, my onions last for 7 to 10 days, or even longer if they were very fresh initially. Each time I cook, I only take out the exact amount I need. The roots are still clean, the leaves are still green, and they only need a quick rinse before use. This trick doesn't require any special boxes or tools, but it saves me from having to open the cupboard and find my onions wilted and their roots rotting, forcing me to throw them away. Always having fresh onions on hand. It sounds simple, but it can actually change quite a lot in the kitchen. Sometimes, when I find something cheap, I buy so much that I can't use it all. And this is how I deal with the leftovers. I mixed 1 teaspoon of baking soda into a basin of clean water and stirred until the baking powder dissolved. Simply soak in a diluted solution for 5 to 10 minutes, then rinse thoroughly to maintain freshness and crispness. Baking soda helps clean dirt and grime and is more effective than plain water in reducing pesticide residue on onions. Wash the onions thoroughly in water. Then let it drain completely. This step is more important than many people think. If the onions are still damp, the drying process will take longer and they will spoil more easily. Few people realize that the white base of the green onion is actually the soul behind the flavor of many dishes. Compared to the green leaves, the white stem has a much stronger aroma. When sautéed or stir-fried, it releases its fragrance in just a few seconds, making soups sweeter, porridges more aromatic, and stir-fried dishes noticeably more appealing. Therefore, instead of cutting everything together in one place, separate the white stem portion. It's just a small change, but the difference in each meal will surprise you. The green leaves should be cut into bite-sized pieces. Don't chop them too finely, as they will easily become mushy and lose their texture after freezing. If you often use it for fried eggs or porridge, you can chop it a little finer according to your preference. Before putting it in a Ziploc bag, there's an important step that many people often overlook: thawing. Spread the onions evenly on a tray. Place in the freezer for about 1 to 2 hours. Wait until each onion slice is completely frozen before removing and packaging. Thanks to this, you only need to take the exact amount you need each time. No clumping, no waste. Finally, place the white stems in a separate Ziploc bag, the green leaves in another. Squeeze out the excess air before sealing, and then lay the bags flat in the freezer. Onions can be stored for 2 to 3 months, and the best part is that you don't need to thaw them before use. Just take out as much as you need, seal the package, and you're done. Just spend 15 to 20 minutes preparing onions when they're cheap. It saves time and preserves their flavor, and you'll be surprised how much tastier your everyday meals become with this small habit. Another way is to cut it into bite-sized pieces. I usually cut a large amount at once for convenience. Short pieces for stir-frying, and finely chopped pieces to sprinkle on soup or fried eggs. Where are you from? It's such a joy that we're connecting from all over the world. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for your support. Next, I spread the onions evenly in a thin layer on parchment paper and put it in the air fryer. Dry at 90 degrees for about 30 minutes. Every 10 minutes, I open the lid and gently stir the onions to ensure they dry evenly and become crispier. When finished, the onions will be lightly crumbled, crunchy, and still retain their beautiful green color. Only then should you take them out. And remember to let them cool completely before storing them, because if the onions are still warm and you cover them, it will create moisture and they will easily get moldy. Once the onions had completely cooled, I put them in a clean, dry glass jar and sealed the lid tightly. With this method of preservation, onions can be used for 4 to 6 months while still remaining fragrant and not spoiling. Having a jar of dried shallots readily available in the kitchen is incredibly convenient. Just sprinkle a few pinches on fried eggs or a bowl of soup, and the dish instantly becomes more fragrant. For me, this is the best way to make the most of cheap onions. Buy them once and use them for months. Since I started using this method, I hardly have to throw away onions anymore. The third method is a little different. Instead of cooking, I focus on pre-portioning the food for later use. Whenever you need it, just open the freezer and take it out. From the same amount of chopped onions, I divided them into 2 parts. The first portion should be placed directly into a storage container, sealed tightly, and stored in the freezer. Once the food is completely frozen, take it out and shake vigorously to separate the pieces, preventing them from sticking together. This ensures you get the right amount and is convenient. I put the rest into ice cube trays. Divide the onions evenly into each compartment without packing them tightly, then pour in enough water to cover them. Place the tray in the freezer. The action was quite quick, so the fragrance was preserved very well. It's such a joy that we're connecting from all over the world. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button. Thank you for your support. Remove all the air inside using a straw, seal tightly, and store in the freezer. With this method of preservation, onions can be used for 6 to 12 months while still retaining their flavor. I like this method because each piece is like a pre-portioned serving. On busy days, I just take a few pieces and drop them straight into the pot. No need to thaw, the onions melt and release just enough aroma to enhance the flavor of the whole pot of soup. No more wilted onions in plastic bags because I forgot about them. No more rushing to prepare them while cooking. I'm always in control. Quick, efficient, and with the right amount. By preparing the onions once when they're cheap, I have 4 different ways to use them for a long time. Each method suits a different cooking style. Thanks to this, my kitchen always has onions readily available, saving me money, time, and eliminating waste. Which of these 4 methods do you like best? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching until the end of the video. See you again in Clever Tricks in the next video.